Welcome to the Car Guys. This week we're going to do an in-depth review of this beautiful 488.
You saw us collect it, you saw us fawn over its beautiful colour and shape, and now it's time to take it out for a damn good thrashing.
Yes. That is properly quick.
That's quick.
That is quick.
So how does this car feel then, as soon as you jump in it?
It feels very tight, very taut, firm, and accelerator you have to push down quite hard
Feels
to
quite
get
meaty,
the things.
doesn't it?
It does feel meaty is an excellent word. Yes, it does feel meaty. The throttle's too jiggly.
You and your jiggly throttle again.
I know, I think it's just because I don't have any strength in my little girl's legs. Having that amount of torque is lovely as well, because you don't have to go in such a high gear. You can kind of cruise through corners and you're not constantly on and off the gearbox.
Yeah.
It's a more flexible car. This is definitely a more flexible car on a day-to-day basis. Steering is nice and direct. There's not a lot of turn in order to get the thing into the corner, which is quite nice. It feels so planted. I mean, I'd say this is kind of equivalent to four-wheel drive type planted, this car.
Yeah.
It really is so compliant. The suspension.
A lot of grip, isn't it? A lot of mechanical grip.
A lot of mechanical grip. That feels very similar to the 675, actually. It's got that low down grunt that you get from turbocharging, right?
Yeah.
You haven't got to wait for it to get up to its kind of 7,000 or 8,000 RPM before it dumps a load of power on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's serious thrust immediately, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bit of a delay, but not so much that it spoils anything.
No.
And obviously, compared to the 458, yes, it is. It takes a little longer,
but that is
not excessively so.
fairly
I
quick.
think the brakes in this are better than the 458.
Brakes are amazing in this. Let's talk about boring stuff.
Okay.
So, visibility. Yeah, I know it's boring.
Economy. Residual values.
Oh, let me say now, this does approximately 12 miles to the gallon. Yeah, probably not even that. So the visibility is great. Wing mirrors are fine. They are quite big, and the rear view is perfectly acceptable.
Rear view, all you can see is the vents.
You can see a lot of ventage. You can see a lot of ventage. They need one of those bendy things on the mirror that says things appear closer than they actually are, or something like that.
Like you're getting caravans.
Like you're getting caravans, yeah. It is a nice place to be.
Could it be every day? You got no problem driving this every day?
No, the seats are a bit firm.
Yeah, that's how I like my seats.
Do you? You love them. Carbon backs, you see. So race seats.
Yeah, they are beautiful. They are absolute works of art, these seats.
I think, I suppose you could spec it with luxury seats, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could have old man, big lazy boy seats. Yeah, of course
I don't think you'd do that though, would you?
You and your fragile spine, granddad. Of course you could.
I'm quite old, you know. I'm pushing 75. The change-up lights on the steering wheel are very bright.
Are they?
You can't miss them.
I think you can adjust that.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you really?
Yeah, pretty sure you can.
That's a bit weird.
And you can actually not have them as well. If you wanted to turn them off, you can.
Oh, right.
I don't know why you'd ever want to do that.
No, of course you wouldn't. Why would you
thing in the world?
Of course it is.
Change up lights on a steering wheel.
I'm slightly concerned that they go red, 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 red instead of going green, green, amber. Change up, or something like that. I think that might be better.
Because by the time they come on, that's the change up. So actually, what it's doing is change up, change up, change up now.
Yeah. When you're on it, it's not actually too bad.
It's quite a satisfying roar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a really good kind of roar to it, low down, and that cuts in quite early, which is good. Couple of pops and bangs.
And you get the whistle. There is a slight whistle.
There's a slight dump valve thing going on there as well, isn't there?
Yep.
Bit of an Essex kind of RS Ford thing going on there.
Good Lord.
I'm loving that dump valve thing. That's fantastic.
It does have that.
It properly has a dump valve. That's amazing.
Oh, it's won you over now.
Oh. This is going to be controversial. I'm probably going to get a lot of comments about this, but it doesn't sound like a Ferrari. Now, and I'm going to caveat that, it doesn't sound like a modern Ferrari. So I had this conversation at Carfest last year with James Martin.
Oh, name drop.
Sorry, should I pick that up? Should I pick that up?
Casually
pick
James Martin, celebrity chef.
And he said, actually, modern Ferraris don't sound like Ferraris. My one sounds like a Ferrari. He was obviously in his 275 Competizione, which with side pipes on it and literally no silencers. Just at about 3,500 RPM.
Yeah.
Little growl, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
A couple of pops and bangs. So definitely try to tune the exhaust to give it a little bit more interest.
But is it all fake noise in this though? That's the thing. I mean, is it engineered?
I think to a certain extent it probably is.
But they've done a good job.
Oh crikey, yeah, definitely an amazing job.
Definitely this turbo era isn't as bad as everyone said it was going to be.
No.
Everyone thought it was going to be sort of sanitised, neutered cars bumbling along with no sound, you know, no real genitals.
Enormous horsepower, but just like whispering down the road.
Yeah. Kind of like everyone just thought it was going to be ski electrics.
Yeah.
But they still have quite a bit of a growl. They got a bit of soul. Past the fish and chip shop with the grumpiest man of all time.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's never happy. Angry fish and chips.
Bloody indicators.
Exactly. See? Indicators.
Oh, just
You mock my
nonsense.
ranting. I didn't really ever want a 488, I have to say. I mean,
I know we've said this a few times, right?
I would have quite happily skipped the 488 because I've got two 458s and because I love them, and I wasn't that fussed about it at all. But because obviously a 488 is what we like to call a gateway car to a Pista,
Yeah.
then I had to have one, and now I've got it, and now it's here and it looks beautiful and it drives well. I'm quite glad I've got it. I'm not going to feel too gutted, I think, when I chop it in against the Pista, but it is you cannot deny this is an epic car. I mean, they're just so easy to live with. As good as this is, and it is very, very good. Just
very,
imagine what the Pista's going to be like.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, if this is this quick and this capable, what on earth is going to be added for the Pista?
So I'll tell you what I'd like to see added.
Flamethrowers? Machine guns?
Yes, a rocket launcher. What I'd like to see them do is to take away a little bit.
Ooh.
I'd like to see them do to this what they did with the TDF over the F12.
Not sell it to me, you mean?
Well, apart from not sell it to you, yeah, all right, get over it. Is to make it a little bit more, oh, bloody hell, I'm going to get killed.
So you want it to be proper terrifying?
I want it to be proper terrifying, yeah.
Whereas I think they're going to go the other way. I think it'll be even faster, even noisier, but just as safe.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think it might be that. And in fact, we'll be speccing ours pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then hopefully getting it this year. So the Pista could well arrive
Before Christmas.
in 2018, yeah.
That would be amazing. If this is going to be your only supercar in the garage, you are not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
And I think
it's quick as anything.
It's as quick as anything.
It works well. You know, it's an everyday prospect. I kind of like Lamborghini's now got with the Huracan.
Yeah.
You know, it's a similar thing, but this, if anything, is easier to drive.
Yeah, it is, but also it's more acceptable. Lambos have to be in wild colours because that's really the only way you can have them. And there is still that kind of bad boy image of Lamborghini, you know, the playboy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I don't think Ferrari carries that much anymore. I think this is more acceptable as an everyday car.
And of the Ferraris, I mean, this is probably one of the most subtle, sort of downplayed Ferraris that they've ever had as a V8 flagship. I mean, this is, you know, that you can drive this, you put this in a subtle colour, and no one even notices it.
No, I think it's a Tiger that's been house trained, but don't turn your back on it. It's like those who were those guys that had the Tigers in Vegas?
Siegfried and Roy.
Right. And look what happened to those guys.
Exactly.
They took their eye off the Tiger, and what did the Tiger do?
Bit their head off.
Good analogy.
So we're saying the 488 is a bit like Siegfried and Roy's White Tigers.
I think we're just saying, don't be Siegfried and Roy.
You
I think
you've
that's
got
what
them
we're
tamed,
saying. Yeah.
You've got them in the show, you're having a great time, you're showing them off to people.
Yeah, everyone's
you turn your
smiling
back,
and joking.
it
And
bites through your jugular vein.
yeah, and literally murders you in cold blood.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this full review of the 488 GTB.
Don't forget to leave comments because we read them all. Ding that notification bell so you know when we've got a next video uploaded. See you at the next one.
Don't forget to ding my notification bell.
Would you like to ding my notification bell? You cheeky little minx.